I'm wearing sunglasses because I have a sty in my eye, and I'm insecure about it. So I'm wearing sunglasses. I'm not trying to be cool.
It was fashion.
I'd rather not be wearing them because I don't like the way I come across wearing sunglasses indoors. But, sometimes you got to go with the solution. It's more damaging than the problem.
When this clip goes viral and you realize you have to wear glasses all the time, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real stick in my craw. Is that the expression with the craw?
Yeah,
the stick in my craw.
Yeah, something in my craw.
Yeah, figure this out.
Yeah, stick in one's craw.
It sticks in my craw.
What the fuck is a craw?
When we go viral and I have to wear sunglasses always and forever.
Evermore, yeah.
Really grinds my ass.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Buster? What's going on, man?
Good. It's sunny. I slept like a horse standing up.
Oh, horses fucking 5,000 pounds?
Yep. Joint pain, snores, in a stable. So that was good. So I feel great.
That's terrific. I saw some horses the other day. We played a casino. We didn't play. They played. I was there. They have a horse race thing. A lot of horse stuff. 80 channels of horses. It's like ESPN, but just horses over and over and over again. And then they had actual ESPN.
Oh, great. So male, like human horses also running similarly contoured, performing similar feats, I assume.
Yeah, it's all the same. People are betting on all of it. Doesn't matter if it's man or beast. I think it's all something you can stake your living on.
Show me a fast piece of meat. I'm going to wager some money on it. That's all I'm
They can't resist. Fast meat competition. You really boil it down, you could make catapults and fling beef and really accomplish the same thing. You could bet on anything. That's what I learned.
And no one gets hurt, dude.
At the casino. No one gets hurt. That's true. Except for the former creatures that comprise the meat, but we don't think of it that way.
We can do impossible meat.
Well, that just doesn't itch my scratch. You understand?
All right.
It needs to have DNA in it. Bitch. Does impossible meat have DNA in it? I don't know.
That's the question. I don't even know how you make impossible meat, but
it's impossible to know.
I'm, if you will, I'm waiting for the day where it's like an indistinguishable T-bone steak is like grown from a petri dish and can't, like, biologically speaking, it is the same. That would be interesting.
Yeah, who can complain about that? I mean, people will or do already. They think it's got nanobots in it, but it seems like a good option. Did you notice? I'm sure you didn't. So I made that clip of our last episode, the one with Sam. The clip was us determining that Elon Musk belongs in the chaotic evil category, and it was very controversial on YouTube. It has 10,000 views right now.
I did not see that on YouTube.
Oh, you got to check it out. You got to read those comments. I learned a lot in this comment section. I learned that Bill Gates is actually the worst. Everyone agrees. And I had to look it up and understand, it's because he eats babies, and it's because he created the coronavirus. And evidently YouTube deduced that showing this clip to those people elicits a reaction because it kept doing it. And so the comments are filled with people calling us dumb idiots for not putting Bill Gates in evil category. But now Elon Musk is a hero. Literally, verbatim. you gotta look at a lot. Literally, a guy was like, Elon, a hero, and had a bunch of likes on it.
Wow.
What else? Yeah, I would definitely put Bill Gates in the bottom row. It's like, no, Bill Gates belongs in the evil category. I just didn't know he was this mastermind. This is all news to me.
Well, facts are facts. I'm not tuned into any of the facts on these people. I'm just here to look at their face, kind of vaguely, batch up what I know about them and put them in a 3x3 grid.
Well, let's keep going. Allow me to introduce the episode, because I gotta say it. Let me get my throat cleared here. Welcome to the Slime Zone. It's the Slime Zone. Now the episode has truly begun. We've said hello. I've asked, how are you doing? You've said good. Mm-hmm. We talked about Bill Gates and Elon Musk and all that. Let me look at my little agenda. It's a loose episode today. I'm in a hotel. I'm in Manchester, New Hampshire. They have a Dave & Buster's here. Ooh. And those are my evening plans. So I'm thinking, so here's what I wrote for Get in the Goo. It's not very specific. I just put hustle porn episode, and I didn't have time to like prepare anything, but I thought that could be fun to kind of discuss. Is there any merit to hustle porn, hustle culture in general? Right,
like Gary V.
Yeah. You've got, I think you're more tuned into the specific examples, but you know, Jordan Peterson maybe falls in this category.
Yeah, I think he's on the way there. Yeah,
he's adjacent. He pops up in the YouTube recommended of people who are into hustle culture. I would say.
I think it appeals to a similar audience from a different angle.
Nice. Yeah. Well, let's get in the goo about it. Let's get in the goo.
All right.
I'm setting up my transitions. Gary V. What is his deal again? I need to look him up. I know I've seen him.
He was his dad, I believe, or his family had a wine business, or has, and either I don't want to get the facts wrong. Either he started it or his family started it. I think maybe his dad started it, and he kind of took to it and started working within it. And like right on the cusp of YouTube, he was, or the internet, I guess, like right out of the gate, he was using the internet to market this wine brand. And he was really embracing, like, he was kind of ahead of its time in a lot of ways, the way he was like using video and the internet to promote something.
Right.
And it's just propelled him forward. And now it's, I believe he's still part of this wine business. I believe maybe that's still running and still one of his main things, if not the main thing. But now he's become such like an internet celebrity that talks about running businesses and embracing technology and mindsets to adopt and all this shit. And just the way he is very notable. So he's very imitable and funny to people. And he's just always posting clips. And he's kind of like the patron saint of hustle culture, I would say.
I think it's the clips that these dudes make on Instagram that really embodies the whole thing. People will even take these clips and remake them and put like the most wretched inspirational music under them.
Yes.
And caption them
absolutely
aggressively. I think that's where the highlighting of random words started, in my mind. I feel like it started with hustle porn type videos, but maybe they're just the worst offenders. And it works. You know, I'm critiquing the practice of highlighting random words to get people's attention, but it just works. Everyone does it. Comedians do it.
I think that hustle content in general works because I think it scratches the itch in your brain that you're doing what they're saying without having to do it. Like, I think perhaps partially why we as a culture love sports and things, and like I love watching like the X Games. I love seeing someone like Shaun White do a sick backflip.
Oh yeah, snow
off
sports.
Of a snowbank. I wonder if it's like we love it because it's like I don't have to do a backflip because I'm watching it and it's sick and it lights up a part of my brain of like kind of if I were to have done it instead, but it's kind of like giving it to me in a safe way. And I think like the hustle, the kind of motivational like grind culture type stuff, it's like I think it really works online because people can feel like, yeah, fuck yeah, like this is the way to be. But they divert that energy to the videos themselves rather than like their business. Like anyone who needs to live and enmesh themselves in these like clips to do something are probably wasting their time.
It's like a comfortable way to spin your wheels and feel productive. It's like you can feel productive while you're spending all your time on Instagram because the videos are about not sleeping, and going to the gym at 4 a.m. is a big one. They all tell you to do that. You gotta go to the gym when it's still dark out. You gotta take a cold shower or get an ice bath. Those are popular. Always suffer. Maximize your suffering, and your gains will maximize in return. I think the core of the that's the core of the philosophy. I see it as problematic. I don't know. I just feel like we take everything too far. People make everything a religion, and it's just like another church for people. Is inspirational porn, and use the term porn because that's just what it is. It's like it doesn't even have substance to it. It's just the same fucking platitudes, just rewrapped and paraphrased. The stock music. I'll just play some over this conversation, so you know what I'm talking about. Can you hear it in your head, like the type of music I'm talking about? It's
totally
like cheesy, like so uplifting and like magic. It's like every video of a celebrity delivering a commencement or a graduation speech for college has this type of music under it.
Right. And
to me, it totally undermines anything profound that may happen in the speech. It bothers me. It makes me sad, actually. It makes me feel dejected. I love Charlie Day. I loved his whatever commencement, or he gave some graduation speech at some college. It was great. It was funny. Did a great job. But I couldn't watch the whole thing because they just looped this shitty music the whole time. It just cheapened the whole thing. So,
what is your conception of, like, or rather, how much exposure have you gotten to these kind of videos or clips online? Like, what's informing your sense of what this means?
Well, I try to avoid it, but mostly on Facebook is where I encounter this stuff in the form of inspiration daily or some type of shit. And inspiration porn is kind of like its own thing, but I feel like it's very closely related to hustle porn. Although hustle culture is very specific too. But I see both of those. I'd say besides those, where I'm exposed to most of it is on the YouTube channel belonging to our my former employer. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Our boss would use the YouTube channel as his personal YouTube, and he's really into this type of stuff. So I would see it on the front page every time I got on there, and if I let shit autoplay it would always veer into hustle culture inspo stuff, and it's just all the same, and the thumbnails are unmistakable. It's always got the guy's face with some insane, like, preposterous, controversial claim. I sleep 2.5 hours a week and I made $2 billion in 1 year, and this is how.
Yep.
Again, it's hard for me to really evaluate because I do truly try to avoid it as much as possible. I just know so many people who are into it. I know a lot of people who I went to college with who don't do anything but really jerk off to hustle culture stuff and are very shitty and judgmental on Facebook.
Yeah, like, actually, there's someone we both know. Actually, we don't really know them, but they're, for some reason, both on our Facebook friends. And
can you say their name, or should we not?
Well,
I mean, I'll just cut it out.
They have a 5-letter name with an X in the middle of their first name. All right, we'll cut it out, but it's
yeah. Yeah, okay. I love this guy.
I know. He's funny to watch exist.
Very funny. I wish we could do a whole episode just on him, but that'd be extremely mean.
Can we get him on? We should get him on. He'll definitely do it.
We probably could, yeah. And I just feel like that might be very uncomfortable for us.
It'll be terrible.
I don't know if he can hold a conversation. I don't know. Why do you know him? Have you met him?
I don't know. I don't remember. Like, somehow he wound up on my Facebook friends list, and I don't know if we clearly fell for the same thing, whatever it was. Like, we, for whatever reason, felt free to hit accept on his friend request.
Well, yeah, we had a ton of mutual friends. I assumed he went to MTSU. Once I caught wind of what he's doing online, I followed all of his social channels because I find it very fun. How do we describe him? I mean, he's like the he's kind of like a mutant, like, well, he's got mutant energy, but I feel like he's like a dark manifestation of hustle culture and stupidity.
I will flat out say he has school shooter energy.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Like, he's a small, scrawny man that believes his vision for the world is much larger than in actuality. Clearly has like a bit of an insular philosophy that is informed by things that don't necessarily apply well to his existence. Like, it's just... He's a little out of touch with reality.
Yeah, definitely. Probably doesn't have a lot of real life friends. I definitely get that vibe. He takes this. He uploads these before and after pictures of his body like over and over and over again, and there's never any difference between the before and the after.
No.
It's just like, and it's a lot of focus on his face. He introduced me to the term mewing. Do you know what mewing is?
Nope.
Let me look it up and read you the description, because it's absolutely it's so incel.
Oh,
like,
that's
it's
right.
very,
So, it's incel as fuck. Yeah.
it's a very incel notion. Mewing, this is from health.com. Mewing is a facial reconstructing technique that involves keeping your tongue on the roof of your mouth to change your jawline's shape. Some supporters claim that if you mew, you can reshape your face for a more defined jawline, while also helping jaw pain, breathing, or orthodontic issues. However, mewing has a troubled history, and even though many YouTube and TikTok videos praise the practice, there's not much evidence that mewing actually works. Experts also warn people with jaw issues needing surgery or orthodontic work shouldn't try mewing. Basically, it's like if you want to be like a Chad with a defined jawline, you have to mew, and all you got to do is hold your tongue on the roof of your mouth, always 24 hours a day, and it'll happen. Because as we all know, like with the like beta cuck lib genes taking over, jawlines are getting softer and softer because of probably because of Bill Gates, actually, with his nanobots.
Definitely.
So this is
More
a
and
very
more
political
punchable.
episode. Yeah.
Yeah, people are gonna love this.
This is a hot one. I feel so opinionated right now, especially with the sunglasses. I really don't like the way I look and sound right now, but just gonna have to live with it. I'll find the most flattering clip and post that, and anyone who watches this full episode will have to forgive me.
It'll be funny for them.
Yeah.
I have an
hopefully.
idea. I'm gonna give you my most Chad look with a limp tongue, and then we'll break, and then I'll come back to it, tongue on the roof of the mouth, and you tell me if you see a difference.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Chad look number 1. Okay.
All right. I've processed that. Very nice.
With mewing. Here we go.
Hold it for a little bit longer.
All right.
Because it's supposed to happen gradually. Give me a little head turn, pivot. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think it's working. Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
jut.
I guess it's
Jut a little
chin
bit.
oriented.
I'm going to do it too. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're definitely masculine. You're definitely surging with testosterone. That's hot.
That's good.
Dude.
Yeah. Well, I squeezed my glands, wherever they. Yeah, I don't know where they come from, but
Make sure you squeeze your glands. Every man knows the more testosterone you have, the better. The bigger your balls are, the scrawnier your PP. We should show. I definitely can't. I want to show this guy. We need to come up with a fake name for him. I'm gonna call him Eustace. I don't see why not.
Our friend there.
Yeah. What's another fitting name for him? If you didn't know what his real name was, what do you think you might guess his name is?
Yeah. I got this. Just like Justin.
Justin for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say Trent, but I like Justin.
Yeah.
Let's say Justin. I wish we could show Justin's mewing before and after photos, because like there's no difference, but the lighting is different. And same with every other part of his body that he posts before and after photos of over and over and over again. It's like very odd. He's troubled, but at least he's not posting about like wanting to actually commit violence. He's just like posting really weird, out of touch, hustle-esque stuff, like mind over matter shit. Same people who think like you can think your way out of being paralyzed, like from the waist down. Maybe there's legitimate evidence that supports that. I'd love to see it, but I know you can't think your way out of like having, meningitis or bone cancer.
Right.
But I think a lot of people out there believe that you can until you get those things, and then all of a sudden you're into Western medicine.
This kind of relates to hustle culture, I guess. I have friend who, swears off Western medicine, and as a result, he's had COVID like 5 times. Like, he still won't get vaccinated.
Now, a staggering amount of times.
It is. I think it's at least twice. I think it's more accurately 3.
I mean, minimum. I'm fully vaccinated, and I think I've had it twice. So
there you go. Imagine sans vaccinations. And he is more in the realm of a mindset coach. He's like one of these characters we're kind of alluding to, but of much more sound and realistic mind, I think.
Right.
But I've always had to reconcile. It's like, man, it's so weird that you're like Western medicine, just fuck all of it. But clearly you've been more sick than every single one of my friends. You know what I mean? It's just like,
well, yeah, it's the same shit as always. It's like a flat earther. If you show them, concrete evidence, that the earth is round, they will warp reality around it to make it false. So it's just, It's an identity thing. I identify as a person who's better than you, and that's what hustle culture is in a lot of ways. I feel like if it weren't,
I would agree.
If the superiority aspect of it weren't there, well, then it just wouldn't be a very interesting culture to get into. You know what I'm saying?
I do, because you have to build in this piece of like, well, I'm someone you can learn something from before anyone starts listening to you. And I think a lot of that can be falsified. It could just be like, well, the inspirational music is there, the captions are there, and he's on a stage, and this clip has a lot of views, so he must know what he's talking about, at least more than if it was not all that.
Yeah, it's true. If you just produce it in this certain way, it automatically seems legit. We could make a viral hustle video if you delivered in the right tone of voice a really angry like get off your ass and work type speech to me. I could produce it in a way that would make it seem really profound. And exactly. if we were an improv comedy podcast, I'd say let's do it. But
I know. Do we have what it takes? Have you seen this clip of it's actually it's almost so perfectly representative of Jordan Peterson, I guess, and his bass that it's comical. It's like too on the nose what happens that it's comical to me anyway, which is he's on
Jordan
stage.
Peterson video.
It is. And he's on stage giving some talk, and he gets interrupted by like a guy rushing the stage in tumult, like he's a wreck, and he gets himself on stage in this kind of erratic manner. He's like, Mr. Peterson, I need your help. And he just like can't even get the rest of the words out. He just breaks down like crying on the stage, presumably because it's like he thinks Jordan Peterson like he's not doing well mentally, and he's like, the only way out of this is like if I go directly to Jordan Peterson himself and do this big grand gesture, and he'll almost like a fucking holy roller.
Well, it's like a god. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. And he kind of the security kind of like sequester him off to the other side, but then Jordan Peterson kind of like, up in an upright manner kind of walks around, and he's like, now you see, this man he needs help, and it's no coincidence. Look at the world he was bred in. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, what is this fucking...
Just talks about how the man needs help and then uses it to like proselytize without actually doing anything. Very, very churchy, I think. I feel like you see churchy. That, you know, the only difference is he can't like magically, he can't like put his hand on his head and like fix him that way, which is part of some of the kookier church stuff. Just like a hair's breadth away from that. I like that. And I really don't, actually. I find that horrifying. Deeply upsetting.
Well, for me, you know, and we both deal in this phenomenon. You especially in the way that you're so embedded in like video editing and production. It's just so interesting to me how so much of life boils down to influence. It's just like, it almost just seems like everything is a function of how influential is one party over another. It's just like, it's kind of just how the world runs. And like video has the power of doing that and elevating it past what it would be in a vacuum or something. And it creates these opportunities for people to become like deified because someone alone in their house can get filtered through this perfect arrangement of messages delivered in just the right way at the right time to the right person, that the next day they wake up and they're like, Jordan Peterson is my demigod.
Jordan Peterson is my demigod. You know, it's like DIY propaganda, which I just decided is the name of the episode. Yeah. You can serve yourself your own propaganda. You can make your own propaganda. It's easier than ever to do it if you know how to edit video. You just gotta everyone's got the tools to manipulate and spread their influence with deceitful tactics. I mean, that's what we're doing right now, aren't we? I'm gonna edit this in a way that makes it seem just so intelligent and smart, and people are gonna start worshipping us and hanging on our every word, and then that's when we rally them to storm the Applebee's that won't let me in after hours.
Apple's 3174.
Yeah. Is that a psalm or something, or
no?
What do you call it?
It's it's the store number.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. Yeah, you know which Applebee's. It's right off Thompson Lane. They took the apple teeny off the menu, which is a fucking travesty.
Dude. I mean,
fuck that.
Okay, dude. Fucking add it to the fucking endless list of reasons to burn that shithole to the ground.
Seriously, as if you know, I didn't think they could make Applebee's any more disappointing. And they took the apple teeny off the menu.
Come on,
apple teeny was the only thing I was going there. I thought it's like the Applebee's drink. It's like taking the apple at Applebee's. Well, I don't want to go to Bees. Do you want to go to Bees?
No.
I would go to Bees. To be honest, I would go to Bees. I want to see what they got. To be honest.
Yeah, apostrophe Bees.
Bees. There's Butcher and Bee in Nashville, which is...
That's right.
The opposite of Applebee's. It's so good.
Yeah, it's great.
We should go. You want to go on a little date night?
Sounds great.
I'm always trying to go back there. Kind of falling off the rails here. DIY propaganda.
Jordan Peterson, you know, right? Yeah, self-serve propaganda.
Yeah, it's really like yogurtini, but for what you believe unshakably and use to justify your hatred of other people. I think that's what we're all looking for, is our tribe that we can use to fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just an inverse look at what would otherwise be the same thing. Like, your people, it's like, well, I just want to find the people that I love and that jive with me and they're good for me. Really, the inverse is I'm trying to get away from the people I hate and demonize them.
Seriously. Or just even within those communities, there's like infighting and shit, but you want to gatekeep. Right. Everyone wants to be... I'm thinking of RuneScape right now. Are you familiar with RuneScape?
I'm familiar with RuneScape, yeah.
Now, the culture around RuneScape right now, particularly old school RuneScape, which is, you know, they've encapsulated like old school RuneScape and it's its own game right now. A lot of old MMOs are doing this. I got into it, or back into it when they made it mobile, because you could do it on your phone, and I was having a little renaissance with RuneScape, and I joined some Facebook groups about it because it's like, you know, it's a hard game. I was looking for tips and tricks, and that's when I was introduced to RuneScape culture, which is extremely toxic, like most internet cultures.
Boy.
It's very you know, heavily concentrated with, you know, incel energy. I'm just using that, you know, in a general way, but like, we all know what that means. It's just like very angry young men, a lot of military guys. And I think the reason why RuneScape is so attractive to enlisted men is because it takes a lot of discipline to be good at it. And I think it's like a point of pride to be an accomplished RuneScaper, because if you have like level 99 smithing, you're a psycho. Like you have committed you know, thousands of hours to getting this, and it was miserable the whole time, but it's like a badge that you get to wear in this group. It's just one of the most gatekeepy, angry, like self-contained, you know, internet culture bubbles that just ruined the game for me too. A game that I cherished so deeply. I think it's all the same. I think the compulsion to do that's just the same energy behind hostile culture, the same energy that motivates angry men like us to do anything. Instead of playing RuneScape and maxing out our smithing and then being pieces of shit about it to everyone else, we're having this conversation and recording it, and I'm going to spread it. I'm going to spread our gospel. I'm getting too broad with this conversation now. I'm starting to feel weird.
Well, this probably means we're in the eye of this storm, the sweet spot.
We're in the sweet spot. We're touching on the crux of it all. We have the answers. Everyone's looking for answers, and we've got them on the slime zone. That's what getting in the goo is all about. It's about getting in the goo. It's about getting in the fibrous mucus that comprises the world that we live in. It's just about getting into the chewy nugget.
Oh my god.
The chewy nugget that just life is engulfing, you know? We should watch that guy on Twitch who told that man who wanted to attack people in public doing TikToks that he should do it. Remember? I don't know if I talked about this on the Slime Zone.
I think it was on Svengali's Playhouse during the Power Wash Simulator episode.
God, I'm still so mad about that. This dude who's doing a quote-unquote self-help show on Twitch. I thought it was purely comedy until I watched long enough to understand that it's not, because all these people are calling in with legitimate, you know, like mental health issues and questions, and he's acting like he is like a licensed, you know, therapist. And in my opinion, giving these people very bad advice. And there is a man who called in who was clearly a threat to others, if not himself. And this guy on Twitch, I just looked him up. His name is Leslie Tanner, and he literally tells this man who's clearly on the brink of a violent episode that sometimes violence is the answer. That's what that's what Leslie Tanner says to him. Jesus and like Christ, I was so shocked by it. The guy was so shocked by it that he was like, he actually started to back down. He backed up a little bit. He's like, oh, what okay, well, I don't want to attack them. I want to attack their phones. I want to throw their phones off a bridge. That's what I want to do. And this fucking dude on Twitch, I don't even need to talk about this anymore. It's just it's troubling.
But it's like these hustle culture type people, for whatever reason, it's like you put them next to sort of a generic inspirational speaker type, and much of it is very similar, but the flavor of it is so particularly masculine and cutthroat and like oversized for some reason, and I guess it's more incensing. Is that a word?
I think you're onto something. A light bulb went off in my head. To make a hustle culture icon, you start with an inspirational speaker, but their background is always, you know, alcoholism. You take someone who used to be addicted to alcohol and was out of shape, and then you make them sober, and ripped with giant muscles, and then add the inspirational speaker flair to it, and then that's hustle culture person. An inspirational speaker, like a career inspirational speaker, maybe like had an extremely abusive, like poverty-stricken childhood or something, or maybe they escaped the sex trade or something crazy like that, like some insane experience. But with hustle culture, it's usually, and I'm totally making assumptions here at this point, but the vibe that I get is that it's almost always white dudes, and they always have the same insane, veiny, ripped physique. Except, I guess not always, because the Gary Vee doesn't.
Gary Vee looks a bit like a cancer patient.
Well, so does fucking Jordan Peterson at this point, but that's because he was doing the meat only diet for a while. Maybe he still is. The white rapper that I know that we love talking about.
Yeah.
I'd love to do an episode on him too. We could bring him on. He wouldn't come on because he thinks he's too busy to do it. He's too busy to. Also, he doesn't have a sense of humor. I don't think he would get it. I saw him on Facebook again yesterday looking for video editors, and I'm very curious to see what he's trying to pay people, because I'm sure it's nothing. He's a man who feels entitled to interns at all times. A man who started his career by exploiting naive young boys and girls into interning for him to get his career off the ground. That should be a training at anypreneur. How to trick people into doing the work for you. Anyway, I digress. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, if there is a correlation between hustle culture type influencer whatevers and sobriety, or if, let's say, overcoming past addiction or some trauma, I guess, maybe it's like they had confronted how to get over this very transformative thing, and whereas someone without that issue, they never confront having to do that, or it's not a mandatory bump in their road that they have to overcome this. And so maybe it gives some people a false sense of superiority. The wrong kind of person getting over their personal shit, they might see it as I'm a fucking superhuman that everyone needs to listen to now because I know how to make your life good.
Exactly. I figured it out. So you just do what I did and you're good. And
we're typecasting. This is not necessarily even slightly true.
Yeah, at this point, we're just bitching about nothing at all, which is what having a podcast is all about, baby.
Yeah, we finally got there.
Our genre, I learned at some point after we started this podcast that two white guys is a pod. Two straight white dudes talking is a genre podcast that we're doing. But I would say in our defense, we do diverge from that a little bit because you're Italian, and that's different. That's a little culture.
Oh my God, that's our saving grace. Well, that one guy's a little Italian.
He's a little that's what I said. Someone pointed it out on YouTube, but in an endearing way. They're like, "This is great. I just find my new a baby
beautiful
two white guys talking podcast," and I'm like, actually, it's Jesse's Italian, so
Italian Puerto Rican.
Check yourself. Oh, I didn't know. You got a splash of Puerto in there?
Splash of Puerto.
Splash of Puerto, boy. Well, I'm fully Aryan, except I'm also Jewish of heritage, so I don't know if that makes us a little more special too. We're still two white guys, and those are the leading factors.
Yeah, the operative aspects are that we're white. Yeah, because we're so aware of it. It's like, oh my God. Well, they're aware of it, so they walk right around it. It's not a problem for them.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we do rise above. We're different. We're better. We have important things to say, particularly me.
We're better. Yeah, it's just, and this all does relate to the hustle culture thing. In terms of, there's people online, and they're going out of their way to say things, And they're going out of their way to make the things they say have more impact than maybe they otherwise would in a vacuum. And you have to question what their motives are. And our motives are not in line with it. We're not trying to get you to do anything. We're just honestly content if we're just on in the background and every so often you're like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, though, that's really the venue that I imagine we occupy.
We have no agenda.
There's no agenda here. I wanted to create, some infrastructure for me to say words like goop and slime and globule and
easy
and goop and squenchies and cummies. All right, well, we've reached this point in the episode where we got a little time left.
Okay.
But I feel like we've really, buttoned up our convo. So I could send you a very interesting Instagram reel that Aaron Dupuy sent me. Ooh. That I think could be stimulating for us.
Okay.
He sent it to the Slime Zone Instagram. So in my head, I was like, maybe he thinks this would be good for us to discuss.
All right.
Boomerang cutter. どうだ若いの日本一の腕であろう見せてもらおうかそれじゃあお言葉に甘えて
Whoa.
そいつが日本一かブーメランジャック村の人たちが心の支えとしてる大切な社だ
Wow.
失礼とは思わんか
Whoa. Yeah, I just wow.
He peaks.
All right.
It's the twist at the end that makes this worth the discussion. I like the gay undertones.
That was really funny and ahead of its time.
Really a whirlwind. I want to watch this movie and understand if the tone is intentional.
It's like a live action anime before anime really came into fashion.
I don't even know. That was 1977. I don't know if it was anime a thing back then. I think it was.
I think anime.
It was more an 80s thing.
Right, might have been 80s-ish.
Had to come from somewhere. When did manga start?
Manga, first manga ever. 12th and 13th century. I mean, the primordial version.
Well, whatever, man. Pictures with words on them.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
To describe the Instagram reel that we just watched real quick, it's from some Japanese samurai movie. A guy throws a boomerang at a thing. It's like a challenge. Breaks it in half with a boomerang. Then boomerang guy shows up, and he one-ups him by throwing a boomerang, and it fixes the thing. And then he snaps his fingers, and all these guys' trousers fall down, and he covers his eyes to be modest, but then he peeks through and smirks,
pretty
looking
immediately.
at their little dicks. Yeah. He can't resist, and I loved it. I found it really heartwarming. It gives me the warm fuzzies in a way that I don't normally get on Instagram. So I just wanted to show you that today.
I feel better for having seen that.
I'm glad. That's
I like
what
the
we're trying to do.
colors of the underwear. They were all colored. I mean,
way more vibrant.
Whiteys, but yeah.
Yeah, looked like feudal Japan. I didn't know they had those types of underwears.
It was like MeUndies. They were all wearing MeUndies.
Yeah, actually very, very fashionable. Ahead of its time again.
Yet again. Boomerang as
a weapon.
MeUndies? Very Zelda.
Right, very Sokka from Avatar.
True.
As M. Night Shyamalan calls him Sokka in the movie, but his real the character's name is Sokka.
Right.
But M. Night decided to call him Sokka for some reason.
Stupid and annoying.
Yeah, he's a bad boy. I can't.
Did you ask me if I have MeUndies?
Yeah.
I have a single pair.
Oh, nice. I assume they were a gift. Yeah, whip them out.
All right, give me one moment.
Do they have a picture of a dick on them?
No. They weren't a gift. I bought a one-off pair out of curiosity, and they were this pair.
Ooh, yeah, that's very on brand for you. They're
It
like
is.
little hearts of
Little
different
pixel
colors,
hearts
8-bit hearts. Yeah,
looped
pixel hearts.
together into a squiggly line of sorts.
Oh yeah, or like little 8-bit caterpillars of various colors. But
Yeah.
I see it as hearts more than that.
I don't give a fuck about this pair of underwear. They're
do you mean?
pretty
It's your most-
uncomfortable.
It's your most prestigious pair.
I know, probably.
I'm wearing MeUndies right now that were a gift.
Oh, you
And
have
they got-
MeUndies.
They got like Fruit Loops on them.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they're not. I don't know. I used to hate them, but I've really grown into them now. Now I won't wear boxers because they get all bunched up and they're fucking
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah.
I like my underwear to really hug my hog. If you know,
Same.
you know what I'm saying. If you catch my drift.
I do. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I agree. And part of that is maybe, I assume, because we both will wear a lot of skinny jeans. And
That's
helps
true.
with that.
Keeps your giblets all in place. And by giblets, I do mean cock and balls.
That's right.
And
You heard the
it's
man.
hard. It's a tough job having cock and balls and wearing skinny jeans. These things
Yeah,
weren't meant to
it's-
coincide.
Right. If you wear boxers and skinny jeans, you are just going to have, I mean, it's just going to be wrinkle city. You want basically the underwear and the skinny jeans to be one, which is why boxer briefs, basically they can lay flat against the whole thing, especially if you kind of put them on at the same time, you know? If you kind of have them like, if you kind of stick these like in the jeans
Right.
before putting them both on as a unit,
Yeah.
they'll kind of all
Yeah.
just be like, and then
Yeah,
you're
you
great.
just suck them all in. That's just the way to do it. Okay.
Yeah, people don't
We
talk
need to
about how
be
hard it is
sewing our
having a dick, though. You want to
We
sew
don't.
them together?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. We should just start sewing our underwear into our pants so you don't have to change it all
That's
the time.
pretty good. Just like a liner,
Um,
like a swim trunks liner.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. Also, we need to start putting more slack in the dick region in our skinny jeans. We just need to be doing it. You know, these are girl jeans that I'm wearing basically, and I can't have children, which is actually terrific. So scratch everything I said.
Wait, we need
Wear
them
skinny
tighter.
jeans to become infertile. Everyone wins because, you know, the Republicans who don't want me to be having kids are going to love it that I'm infertile
That's true.
because I've worn skinny jeans for too long. And I don't want to have kids. So it's all working
Kill
out. It's all going really well.
Bake the little pre-kids every day with really enclosed junk space in your pants.
Yeah. Have we talked about the male birth control where you boil your balls?
No, you literally squat over a pot of boiling water and is that how you do it?
Okay, you don't boil your balls, but it's like a little hot tub for your balls, and you cook them for like, I don't know, 20 minutes or something.
And you know,
And then you can't. Yeah, and then you can't have kids for like a couple months. You just got to cook your balls. It's a real thing. I swear to
Okay.
fucking God, it's just not out yet. But evidently, it's
it's just
extremely
not out
effective.
yet.
It's not out yet, but who wouldn't want that? Catholics.
So you just
It's against the law of the Bible to cook your balls for 20 minutes. Is that they're going to make a new rule as soon as that comes out? I'm sure they will.
You think God's gonna come down and be like, for the first time ever, and be like, and also don't boil your balls, but we can't do that anymore. Goes back up into the sky.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Also, this isn't the
thing.
rapture.
Whoa! I'm only here to leave a message.
That's funny. If
Cut
it's
it out.
like there's some company that comes out and directly, perfectly addresses this otherwise ambiguous thing about, I don't know, procreation, something, sexual rights, reproductive rights, something gets invented that's like, man, Catholics really can't talk because that really fixes that problem for them, even though technically
It can't even be defined as contraception. You know,
Exactly.
You're doing a thing to your body that's totally unrelated. Like I cook my balls for pleasure, and it just so happens to make me infertile.
right.
And what? That's a sin? I'm going to hell for that? Fuck that.
Well, it would be funny if we stump God with the first thing. Like, maybe this is the first thing that stumps God, and to the point where he's like, I have to make my first amendment to the Bible. And he did face descends, and he's like, don't get any wrong ideas. This is not the rapture. This is... I just, ever since...
Well, before you say anything. Yeah. This isn't the rapture. Rapture.
Right. Okay.
I'm just here to lay down a new law. Don't cook your balls. Stop it.
We've been
fucking weird.
Obviously, Testy Tech has come out with that new little hot tub thing. Do I say you can't use it? Use it. Also, go Packers.
Well, hopefully it doesn't happen, and Catholics can stop making more of themselves.
Yeah,
with the new balls on it.
I would like that too. Except I technically was a product of Catholicism somewhat.
Ah, shit. Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of rooting for my inexistence, lack of existence, but whatever. World would be better off.
That's the most libtard thing, you can be.
Ashamed of existing? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, fuck, dude.
Yeah, fuck
I don't know
that.
if we can sustain this conversation anymore. I gotta go to Planet Fitness and squat.
I
We're a
gotta
waste away.
get food and look at your cats.
Oh, yeah, please do. I was gonna ask.
I've yet to do that, but it's happening after this.
Touch their bellies.
I will.
They like that. Call Doobie a dumbass. He loves being
He's
shit
dumb.
talked to.
Yeah, this is king.
Well, it's been a great episode, Jesse.
Yes.
We really did it. We really slimed up.
We got there somehow.
I don't know how we pulled it off. It was hairy there for a while. Got real political. I said some things I'm going to regret. I'm probably going to edit out. Do we have a sign off? I don't remember. I think I usually just say squenchies or warbles or something.
Yeah, or like clobble,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
squeal.
Yeah, okay. Do that. But wait, just I want to give you a minute to like really sell it.
All right.
You do that and I'm going to end it.
All right, here we go. Global.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.